Namaste students, welcome to statistics class and we are discussing about quartile deviation. Quartile deviation will come under measures of dispersion and measures of dispersion we have four measures. In that first one range we have seen range and coefficient of range and quartile deviation. In the last session we have seen quartile deviation problems with when you get ungrouped data, how to apply the formulas. When you get grouped discrete we have seen. So grouped discrete we have seen and we also seen ungrouped. In today's session we will see grouped continuous problems under quartile deviation. So quartile deviation will come under measures of dispersion and measures of dispersion is one of the measure of analysis of univariate data. Their measures of central tendency means 5 averages, then partition values or measures of position we have seen, that is quartiles, deciles, percentage. So it is a continuation of those. Quartiles will come here in case of quartile deviation. Next is measures of measures of dispersion means the variations. So here we are seeing about the range, quartile deviation, mean deviation and standard deviation. So here now we are in a second one, that is quartile deviation or semi-interquartile range. So now we need to find out in this particular formula, calculate quartile deviation and its coefficient. Calculate quartile deviation and its coefficient for the following. And here we can see the class intervals. It's of continuous series and it is not inclusive. These are exclusive values because 60 to 64 once again we repeat here, 64 to 68. So continuous and it is in exclusive form. If it is in inclusive, we need to convert into exclusive. Now firstly we write the solution and since we don't have the values of direct values of Q3 and Q1, we need to find out Q3 and Q1. So we'll write the main formulas, that is quartile deviation is equal to Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2 and coefficient of quartile deviation is equal to Q3 minus Q1 divided by Q3 plus Q1. So now we'll take the problems there. Class intervals and frequencies. Class intervals are goes like 60 to 64, 64 to 68, 68 to 72, then 72 to 72 to 76 and 76 to 80, 80 to 84 and last one 84 to 88. Then we take down the frequencies as it is 12, 18, 16, 14, 12, 8 and 8. Total number of frequencies. When we total it, we get here total number of frequencies as 88. Now, you know that we need to find out LCR. See here, we are not finding out X values. X values we are finding out only in case of arithmetic mean, because here X values are not necessary because we are not multiplying F into X. So X values are not necessary even though it is continuous series. That is in case of arithmetic. Now we will find out their LCR less than cumulative frequencies, that is 12 and 12 plus 18 is 30, 30 plus 16 is 46, 46 plus 14 is 60, so 60 plus 12 it is 72, 72 plus 8 is 80, 80 plus 8 is 88, 40, 50, okay, here it is 60, correct it is. Now, nextly, what we need to find out here. If you see the main formula here Q3 and Q1 Q1. But when we get continuous series, firstly we need to identify Q1 and Q3 classes. So now here, firstly write the Q1 class. How to find out Q1 class? That is In by 4. In by 4. Here I is nothing but 1. So 1 into n value is 88. 88 by 4. So here 88 by 4 we get there 22. So this is to define quartile class, Q1 class. Now see LCM there. Which you will get as your Q1 class? Where 22 will come? 22 will fall under 30. So this is your Q1 class. So this is your Q1 class. Next, we need to find out their Q3 class. So then for Q3 class, your formula goes like In by 4 means 3 into 3n, 88 by 4. So here you get your calculated, when you divide it, you get there 66. So here now 66 where it will fall? 66 will fall here under 72. It will not fall here because 66 is greater than 60. But it is lesser than 72. So this is your Q3 class. So you defined now both the classes. You have defined both the classes. Now according to the classes, we need to substitute the values for Q1 and Q3 formulas. Now, take the Q1 formula, that is L plus In by 4 minus CF divided by frequency into C. Now see the Q1 class. If you see the Q1 class, see this is your Q1 class. This is your Q1 class and this is your Q3 class. Q1 and this is your Q3 class. Here it is 72. So Q1 and Q3 class. Firstly we will see the Q1 class. What is the lower limit? Lower limit is 64 plus In by 4. In by 4 we got as 22 minus cumulative frequency preceding that particular class. Cumulative frequency means this one of that class. Preceding cumulative frequency is 12 divided by frequency of the class. Frequency of that class is 80 into, what is the gap? 64 to 68. Gap is 4. Now 64 plus 22 minus 12. 10 into 4, so divided by 18. When you divide it by 18, you get here, when you solve this bracket, you get their value as, when you solve this bracket, you get value as 2.22. You get value as 2.22. So at the end, you will get your Q1 value as 66.22. So this is your Q1 value is 66.22. Q1 value as 66.22. Next we need to find out your Q3 value. To find out the value of Q3, then we'll substitute into the main formulas. After finding out the Q3 values, we'll substitute into the main formulas. So these are the main formulas which we have taken there. Then we got into the table, working out of table. Now substitute the Q3 formula. N plus In by 4 minus Cf divided by frequency into C. Now see there Q3 class 76 plus In by 4 is 66 minus Cf cumulative frequency preceding that class 60 divided by frequency of that class is 12 and width is 4. 76 plus 66 minus 66 into 4 divided by 12. When you solve this bracket, you get their value as 2. So your Q3 value is 78. Q3 value is 78. So we got the Q1 as well as Q3 values, that is 66.22 and 78. Now we need to apply the main formulas, that is quartile deviation and coefficient of quartile deviation. See, here I solve quartile deviation and its coefficient. We'll see it here. Now quartile deviation formula goes like, no need to write it once again. Q3 value we got it as 78 minus Q1 we got it as 66.22 divided by 2. So 78 minus 66.22. 78 minus 66.22, we get the 11.78 by 2. So we get the 11.78 by 2. When we divide it, we get quartile deviation value as 5.89. So this is a quartile deviation value. Then find out the coefficient of quartile deviation. There you have Q3 minus Q1. Same thing, 78 minus 66.22. Then divided by Q3 plus Q1. Same thing, you have to add 66.2. So 78 minus 66.22, we know that 11.78. When we add this, we get the 144.22. 144.2. So when we divide 11.78 by 144.22, we get the 0.0816 as coefficient of quartile deviation. So this is about when you get continuous series. When you solve this, you have to draw their lines. You have to draw lines here properly. There should be a proper table. I have not drawn any lines here because it takes time. That's all. So firstly you write the main formulas. Then in case of continuous, define the classes in by 4. That is Q1, that is 1 into n by 4, 3 into n by 4. Define the classes based on the LCM value. Then Q1 and Q3 continuous formula. Then come back to the main formula and substitute. So this is about ungroup. We'll solve one more problem under this method. Now we'll solve one more problem under continuous series. Then we can complete with quartile deviation. Now read the problem there. Calculate quartile deviation and its relative measure. Once again they have mentioned the name relative measure. Relative means coefficient. We need to find out the coefficient for the following distribution. Now if you check the distribution there, it's a continuous distribution. But when you see the class intervals 20 to 29 and 30 to 39. So here 29 is not repeating here. So it's not in a exclusive form. These are inclusive class intervals. So this is a inclusive class intervals. When you get inclusive class intervals, you need to convert into exclusive class intervals. Except only in arithmetic mean we are not converting. Then rest all the cases like median, mode, geometric mean, harmonic mean, and also in case of quartiles where you get the median type of formulas, you have to convert them into inclusive into exclusive form. So here firstly we will write the main formulas. We will take the solution. Let the quartile deviation formula. Quartile deviation is equal to Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2. Then coefficient of quartile deviation is equal to Q3 minus Q1 intervals. Now we'll convert into exclusive. So 20 means deduct 0.5 from the lower limit, add 0.5 to the upper limit. So here 19.5, first one, 19.5 to 29.5. Here 29.5 means deduct 0.5, 29.5, add 0.5, 39.5. Third one, here 39.5 to 49.5. Next 49.5 to 59.5. Then here 59.5 to 69.5, and last one 69.5 to 79.5. It's nothing but we are deducting 0.5 from the lower limit and adding 0.5 to the upper limit. It's in case of where we need to convert inclusive into exclusive. Well, how we can identify that it is inclusive? Where your upper limit is not continuing as a lower limit in the next class. So this is a inclusive, we converted into exclusive. Now we can get the continuity. 19.5 to 29.5, 29 to 39, 39 to 49. Next write the frequencies. 144, 182, 306, 96, 42, and last one it is 34. Next we find out their LCM. Find out LCM, class interval, frequencies and LCM. Now first one write as it is 144. 144 plus 182, that is 326. 326 plus 306, 632. 632 plus 96, 728. 728 plus 42, 770. 770 plus 34, that is 804. Now total number of n is equal to 804. This is about the table. Nextly, we need to define the class, Q1 class and Q3 class. Then based on the classes we need to substitute to the main formula. Now we'll find out the classes, that is Q1 class is in by 4, that is nothing but I is nothing but here 1, I is nothing but 1 here, sorry, I is nothing but 1, then n is 804. So here 804 by 4, when you divide 804 by 4 you get the 201. So this is to define Q1 class. Now see that 201 in the LCR, where that particular value will fall. That value will fall under 326. It is smaller than 201, so it will fall here. So this is your Q1 class. So this is your Q1 class. Next you find out their Q3 value. For Q3 class you find out Q3 class is equal to Q3 class is equal to in by 4. Here I is nothing but 3. 3 into 804 by 4. When you divide it, you get their value as 603. Now see this particular value in the LCM, where 603 will fall. 603 will fall under 632. So this is your Q3 class. So this is your Q3 class. Now here, nextly, after defining the classes, we need to apply the main formulas. This is the Q1 class and this is your Q3 class. Now apply the Q1 formula here. So Q1 is equal to L plus In by 4 minus Cf divided by frequency into C. Now we know that this is the Q1 class. Take the lower limit. Lower limit is 29.5 plus in by 4 we got as 201 minus CF cumulative frequency preceding the class, that is 144 divided by frequency of the class, that is 182 into the gap between the class interval, lower limit and upper limit is 10. Now 29.5 plus 201 minus 144 into 10 divided by 182. So when you solve this bracket, you get as 3.13. Now 29.5 plus 3.13, there you get 32.63. 32.63. It is the value of Q1. 32.63. This is your Q1 value. Next you find out their Q3. Apply the formula there. L plus In by 4 minus CF divided by frequency into width. Check there Q3 class. This is your Q3 class. Lower limit is 39.5 plus In by 4 we got as 603 minus CF, the cumulative frequency preceding the Q3 class. This is the class preceding cumulative frequency 326 divided by frequency of the class, that is 306 into 10. Here 39.5 plus, now solve the bracket, that is 603 minus 326 into 10 by 306. We get a 9.05. Now add 39.5 plus 9.05. We get a 48.55. So this is our Q3. Now we got here Q3 and Q1. Now we need to substitute into the main formula of quartile deviation and coefficient of quartile deviation. Now, no need to write the formulas once again. Just take the quartile deviation is equal to Q3 value we got as 48.55 minus Q1 is 32.63 divided by 2. So 48.55 minus 32.63. When we divide it, we get the 15. When we deduct it, we get 15.92. And now when we divide it, we get the 7.96. This is our quartile deviation value. Now we will see what is the coefficient of quartile deviation. So here coefficient of quartile deviation formula goes like Q3 minus Q1. Q3 value is 48.55 minus once again 32.63 divided by 48.55 plus 32.63. So 48.55 minus 32.63, we get a 15.92, and when we add these two, we get a 81.18. We get there 81.18, and when we divide it, we get there 0.1961. So this is the coefficient of quartile deviation. So far we completed here. Today in today's session we have seen grouped continuous there, where we have exclusive class intervals, and this is when we get inclusive class intervals. So with this we can wind up with the topic called quartile deviation, and here we have seen the quartile deviation when you get direct values of Q3 and Q1. Then we have seen when you get ungrouped data, how to find out Q1 and Q3 value. Then we need to substitute it to the values. Then discrete, and in today's class we have seen continuous. Continuous means firstly you need to identify the which is the classes Q1 and Q3, that is based on in by 4. Then take the main formulas of Q1 and Q3. Through that you get the values of Q1, Q3 and Q1. Then substitute into the quartile deviation and coefficient of quartile deviation formula. And this problem will come for 5 marks. Either discrete and continuous, here it is important. So with this we are winding up with the topic of quartile deviation. Then in tomorrow's session we'll discuss about mean deviation.